Hello everyone, this is chapter 2, Chemistry of Life, and the first section is atoms, ions, and molecules. So, what is an atom? An atom is the smallest basic unit of matter. Okay? Now, as you see here, the atom is composed of two parts. The nucleus, which is containing protons and neutrons, and we have electrons that are found surrounding the nucleus. Okay, now what's an element? It's a particular type of atom, and it can't be broken into a simpler substance by ordinary chemical means. The ordinary chemical means like burning, the material, or cutting it into small pieces, using specific chemicals, of course, and can't be done for the element, and the elements we find them in the periodic table, as you are seeing here in this figure. Now, a compound. A compound is a substance that is made of atoms of different elements bonded together in a certain ratio. And for example, the ammonia, it's NH3. It has 3 hydrogen atoms and only 1 nitrogen atom. This is making what? The ammonia, which is a compound. Water, of course, H2O, 2 hydrogen bonds and 1 oxygen 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Now, the ion is an atom that has gained or lost 1 or more electrons. Now, this is the sodium atom. The sodium atom, it's tending to lose 1 electron of its outer space, so it will become what? It will have plus proton, that makes it what? A positive ion. Guys. This is the ionic bond. Now, the ionic bond is forming between what? It's forming between a positive ion and a negative ion. In this case, we have what? We have the sodium, which has a positive charge, and the chloride, which has a negative charge, and these are bonded together. Of course, the positive attract the negative, and this is how the ionic bond is forming. Let's move from this slide. We have the covalent bond. The covalent bond here, both atoms that we are having them, in this case the carbon and the hydrogen, they don't want to lose their electrons. They would like to share them. So what happens here, that the carbon can share 4 electrons, the hydrogen, each hydrogen atom can share only 1 electron. So this is how covalent bond is forming. So this is a pair of electrons that is sharing between a carbon atom and a hydrogen atom. Girls? Okay, now this is a molecule. Okay, when two or more atoms held together by covalent bond. Okay, now this is a water molecule, this is another water molecule. Okay, so how these atoms are holding together, okay, they are forming a molecule by covalent bond. Of course, we have a covalent bond between oxygen and hydrogen, a covalent bond between this oxygen and hydrogen. These are forming what? These are forming a molecule. Now we are having two types of electrons. Those electrons that are closer to the nucleus, okay, they are called what? Electrons in ground state. What's the meaning of ground state? That they are at their lowest energy level. But the electrons that are far away from the nucleus, so the attraction forces are less than those in the ground state, we call them in electrons in excited state. They are ready to be lost, okay, to form what? To form bonds with another atoms. طيب. Now when an atom absorbs energy, its electron move to a higher level of energy. Okay, this is called what? Excited state. Now if you remember, once we talked about photosynthesis, we said that there are electrons that are lost when the sunlight hits the chlorophyll. Okay, these electrons, they are in excited states. They are ready, they are full of energy, and they are ready to make bonds or to make any activity. Okay, هلا isotopes, they are what? This is oxygen, okay, atom, and this is another oxygen atom, and they are isotopes for each other. Do you see the difference? They are different in the number of neutrons. Okay, they are having the same number of electrons but different number of neutrons. These are calling what? We call them isotopes. Now the radioisotope, like the carbon in here, okay, one carbon is 12 and the other carbon is 14, and these are isotopes. Now the radioisotope, we are making what? We are making one of these carbon radioactive. Okay, so we can detect this radioactive carbon in a metabolic pathway. Okay, this is how we know the process of photosynthesis and the process of cellular respiration. The bond formed when two atomic nuclei attract the same electrons. Okay, yani we are having what here? We are having two atoms that they are sharing a pair of electrons. Okay, this is how bonds are forming. Now we have different types of chemical bonds. We have the ionic bond. We have the ionic bond is forming between what? Between two atoms, okay, that they are different in the number of electrons. Okay, one of them is losing an electron, the other one is attracting this electron, and this is how the ionic bond is forming. The anion, which is accepting or receiving or gaining the electron, the cation which is losing the electron, and the NaCl is an example of ionic bond. The covalent bond, we said that we have what? We have sharing of electrons. Neither of these atoms want to lose its electron and neither wants to gain. So they what? They make a deal and they share their electrons, okay, to form the covalent bond. We have two types of covalent bonds. We have the polar and the non-polar. The polar is forming between what? When the electrons is not equally shared. Yani the oxygen atom here, it has what? It has a negatively charge, okay, a slightly negative charge, and the hydrogen atom has a slightly positive charge, okay. Yani the pair of electron is moving toward the oxygen atom because it's likely like the negative charge, okay. It's like more electrons, and the hydrogen atom is want to, yani it's more tend to lose its electron. That's why the pair of electron is a little bit comes toward what? The oxygen atom. In the non-polar covalent bond, it's what? It's uncharged because what? Because the pair of electron is exactly in the middle of these two atoms.